Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Brunch with. Today I'm with content creator extraordinaire, Lucie Fink.
Hello everyone. Hi. Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Is that like a good title?
Content creator.
I never know what to call myself, so I feel like, yeah, what would you call yourself?
Well, I'd call you a brunch boy.
Oh, thanks.
And I'd call myself a content creator, video producer, lifestyle host,
all those things.
French toast eater.
Well, yes, so today we are at one of my favorites, 12 chairs, and we have a huge Israeli brunch in front of us. You got French toast. I got an Israeli breakfast, and we got a little hummus to share, but share everything.
Yeah, we're really going around the world with this spread, and I, heard from Jeremy that there's maybe not a lot of eating that goes on because it's a conversation, but I am going to change that because
please dig
this
in.
all looks so good.
She was like, I didn't eat this morning to prepare for this. I was like, oh God, I ate so I didn't have to eat on camera. I did the opposite of you. I'm
going to get started with the syrup. Woo!
All right, so while you do that, so just sort of take me quickly through, sum it up where you came from and how did you get to here?
Okay.
Yes.
So.
Where were you born? Let's start there, I guess.
I was born in White Plains, New York.
My parents live there.
Really?
My parents moved there a couple years ago. I am a Westchester baby also.
Yes. Where are you from?
I was born in Brooklyn. Let's get that straight. But
here.
I grew up in Irvington.
Okay. I grew up in Scarsdale.
Okay.
So, born in White Plains Hospital, grew up in Scarsdale. I was kind of always into performance in a way. I was the president of my drama club. So I guess, yes, in high school, I was into performance. But, I never really knew what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be. I guess my dream would have always been to be some sort of a TV host, but I had no idea how to get there. And
was there a certain angle you wanted, or just TV? What were you thinking?
I really wanted to bring people into hidden experiences.
Okay.
I love Parts Unknown. It's my dream show.
Right, of course.
But then I also have the side of me that's into a diners, drive-ins, and dives. And I'm not a food expert or a food host, so I don't think the Food Network's going to be calling me anytime soon, but
maybe now.
Who knows? If you're looking for a non-food expert to host your content, see you there. I'll just taste it and give honest feedback.
You were smart. You could figure it out. I had to produce all these food shows.
Right.
So listen, I'm not a chef. I never went to culinary school, but I ate a lot and research and would write scripts to give to the host. Not that they didn't know, but just sort of help along. So I feel yes, if you do your research, I think you'd be fine.
Agreed.
As long as you're happy about it. As long as you can project how good that food is on camera, that's what makes it count,
Should we do a test run right now?
Yes, do it. So do a little taste test. Tell me what you think about this.
Here it goes.
It's a good big bite.
Fluffy.
Great texture.
I can't talk. How do they do this?
You have baby bites. You got to fake it all. Get the big bite to taste this. This is what I do. I take the big bite, because especially I think as a dude, people are weird seeing people eat. I think they react differently. I think you think take nice, beautiful bites on camera, but the people react when I take the biggest bites out of everything. It's it looks like it's gonna kill me.
Fully
they enjoy it. But then to taste it, I take or to speak to it, I take a little bite. So I do it twice. I give them that one moment.
It's a really good tip.
And then take the little bite.
Future.
And also I have to think about it too. I'm okay, again, it doesn't just come naturally to me because I'm not a chef. It's sort of in my brain somewhere because I've had to write so many scripts about these dishes.
Right.
But I'm really bad at tasting things. I couldn't just taste this and be this is the ingredients that are in it.
Right.
So what I would do is I would research what ingredient is in it, knowing what those ingredients taste like, and then speak to it in the dish. So it's oh, this brings out this and that brings out that, and ooh, the texture, oh yeah, what they did here, all those little tiny things.
Just so everyone knows, we're in Brooklyn.
Oh, right. There's
loud trucks.
There's a little bit of noise, but
driving by.
That's Brooklyn life,
That's what's happening, but it's just New York,
Wait, where do we leave off your life story? We got very sidetracked.
We left off at a moment where it was about to take a major turn.
Whoops.
So I had always wanted to be in media in some way, but I actually ended up going to Johns Hopkins University as a pre-med neuroscience major. So
that is not close at all.
No.
You could be a doctor. You could be on the doctors.
Well, the funny thing is, that's actually why I wanted to study medicine, because I would watch TLC, a surgery story, and watch C-sections and cholecystectomies. I said, this looks really cool. This is what I want to do.
Okay.
And I also have a twin sister who cannot watch surgery blood videos at all.
I don't want to watch it.
And let me just tell you, when you're a twin, if you can do something that your twin can't do, you're like, this is my life's calling.
Wait, so what's your
I'm a
twin
great actor.
doing?
She works in finance.
Oh, very different. Okay.
So I was like, I'm just
Identical
going to be a
twins?
doctor. Fraternal twins.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got brown hair, brown eyes, tanner skin.
Oh, okay.
She's like the Italian version of me. Under the Tuscan sun. So, went to Johns Hopkins.
Right.
I'm studying medicine. I'm on track to become a neuroscience major. And I have a moment where I just look around at all the other pre-med students around me and I'm like, wow, I am not here for the same reason as them. I'm here because I think blood is cool. They're here because they want to dedicate their lives to this cause, and they've spent years, even in high school, working in labs and doing research, and I'm just so out of my element here. So I said, I've got to switch. And I also was starting to think of what my life would look like as a neuroscience professor. Not professor, but as a researcher of neuro. And I realized that I was destined to be inside all day in a laboratory or in a hospital, and I didn't think it sounded that fun. And I said, YOLO, don't save lives, live life.
I like that.
I just made that up.
That could be
That's a good slogan.
that's a good motto. Okay.
So I switched.
Okay. What'd you switch into?
Creative writing.
Okay.
It was the only real offering that was creative.
That makes sense.
I really wanted to do something creative, and
Yeah.
Hopkins didn't have like broadcast journalism or TV or anything. So I said, I'll just do creative writing and I'll make videos on the side, and hopefully that will lead me to success. I hosted a video series for the admissions office all 4 years. It was basically a travel channel-esque show about Baltimore, bringing prospective students behind the scenes of the city and showing them the food and the culture and the arts and all that. And it became a hit show on their YouTube series. It gave me great material to make a production reel to show content that I had produced and hosted. And when I graduated, I got my first job at Ogilvy and Mather as a producer.
Okay.
Not on camera at all, but I still wanted to get there somehow. And very thankfully, a colleague at Ogilvy moved to Refinery 29, brought me along with her. And I joined the Refinery 29 team in 2015. Kind of right when video content was booming over there. All the resources were going into video. They were, letting people just come in with video ideas and produce a whole YouTube show on their own. And I was like, right place, right time, the glory days. Got there, pitched them Try Living with Lucy, which is my 5-day challenge video format. They said, just do it, just go. You don't need to ask us any questions.
I want jobs like this.
It was the best job. I mean it. It was the best job. And they had over time, I was there as a full-time employee for 3 years plus, and now I still work for them on a contractual basis. But over time, their systems got a little bit more structured, and they started, a green light for them and a budget approval. But when I first started, it was like running with the wind.
I like that style.
And that's how my personal following really grew.
Right, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But I think beyond that, I think like what you've done such a good job of is like beyond the numbers. I think like why I wanted to talk to you, like the way I pick people to come on the show is like I have questions for them. I can email them or I can like make it so everyone can get these answers. And I think you've done such an amazing job of connecting to your audience beyond how many numbers followers you have. I mean, you have a shit ton of followers, but like your followers love you. They're so like, I mean, I look at the engagement, look at the comments, like they're so fascinated in your life. And I think that was a huge divide between when the video stuff started a couple of years ago and now. I think a couple of years ago, you could be like really visual stimulating or just like new or doing anything different and you get the views. I think like now, especially looking at Instagram, it's all about the personal connection. People don't care anymore. Like I look at myself, I'm like, okay, I had a food Instagram before food Instagrams became a thing. It was very easy to grow when people are like, wow, food Instagrams, let me follow people. Oh, who are they? Oh, there's this brunch one, I'll follow that one. But the divide has been like, no, now everyone has a food account, everyone has an Instagram, everyone has some lifestyle account, no matter if you have 100 followers or 1 million followers.
And everyone is their own brand.
Right, exactly. So I think like the divide between the people that are actual influential are the ones that connect to the audience. I think you've done such an amazing job with that. Because I think it would have been very easy for you to grow from the refinery stuff and still like, okay, cool. But you've connected on a totally different level.
Thank you.
I mean, was that something you thought about consciously? Or
I think what I attribute that to is that from day one with the Refinery video show, it was always audience driven.
Right.
And so from the very beginning, of course, episode 1, I had to pick the topic myself because I didn't have audience telling me what they wanted. But if you go back and watch episode 1 of Try Living with Lucie, 5 days without a cell phone, I'm pretty sure I call out at the end, comment below, let me know what 5-day challenge you want to see me try. At the time, I think maybe I had shot 4 episodes before anything went live. So the first 4 were topics that I chose or that the producer team at Refinery helped me come up with. But after that, it was like our meetings of what content we should make next was scrolling through YouTube comments and making spreadsheets of the best
truly
comments.
The power of social media. Which is the biggest
Seeing
difference
what
between
people would thumbs up or thumbs down. And
I think like seeing a difference of what I'd have to produce for TV, producing now, I think there is a thing of like, listen, we have some level of expertise, we've been producer. We do sort of know generally more, but you have this power of the right away, like knowing what your audience wants, pivot. Because I think if you don't do what they want, it's silly. And like that's the biggest difference of the two mediums. You can pivot and do whatever you want based on them, and then they feel even more appreciated by watching. They feel like they're even more part of the show. They're part of your life.
And I think it's also just listening to them as time goes on and seeing like, what are you telling me that you want more of or less of
100%.
now? And really not steamrolling your audience and just like deciding what to post on your own, but making it a two-way conversation.
Right.
So I would say my content has evolved massively. You know, if I look back on my feed, well, first of all, if I look back on my feed to pre-Refinery 29 days, when I had, 1,000 followers, I was only ever posting stop motion videos. I never even put my face on there. Like maybe my earliest photos when people were using Instagram just to filter their Facebook photos. My earliest photos were of me and, crazy filters that I would never use now. Then it transitioned into like almost a pop art, colorful grid where everything was beautifully arranged on a solid background, and I felt like I was, Andy Warhol making stop motion pop art content. And then it went from that to, okay, people now are interested more in seeing these videos I'm making for Refinery, so now I have to start talking about how the 5-day challenges are affecting my personal life. And then it went from, okay, we don't care about your 5-day challenges, tell us about your fiance and your sister. And now everyone just
I want to
cares
get to that
about
level.
my personal life.
That's the goal.
So if I don't think I have my phone on this table, do I? But if I were to show you, go to my insights and show you my back end statistics, if I sort my photos by the most liked photos in the past 2 years, the top 9 are me and Michael, my fiance.
Do I need to find a fiance just so I could get engagement?
Potentially. No pun intended.
That's what it is, though.
You can get engagement. That's a good one.
That could be the new goal. All right.
Thankfully, I've been dating Michael since high school. So, he was always there for the ride, but they just flat out told me what they wanted to see more of through the likes and the comments. And of course, I don't, utilize him. What's the word? Exploit. I don't exploit him. He doesn't really love being on camera.
What does he do?
He is in business school right now. He used to work in finance.
So you bring home the bread.
For sure I do. I bring home the toast. He's allergic to gluten. He can't eat this.
Oh no.
Yeah. But, he doesn't love it. But if ever I'm like, I really want this photo to perform well, I'll ask if he'll hop in. Or my sister. I love her too.
I need that. Well, also what I think is interesting is like, it's so hard to grow on different social media platforms. I know the struggle. But you have a ton of followers on Instagram and YouTube. Like, what differences do you see in how you produce the content? What differences do you see in the audience and what they expect, what you give them, I guess?
So I think Instagram was a very rapid growth for me. Over the past few years. It just like shot up in conjunction with my content, and I think it was sort of aligned with, I would see big boosts in Instagram on moments when Refinery shared my videos on Snapchat. Like that was a really big platform at the time.
When I got featured, Food Network put me on their Snapchat as like their favorite food Instagram to follow. It was thousands, which I thought was insane just because like these are people that were on Snapchat. You had to close out Snapchat, type in my name and find me and follow me. I was like, shit.
I would do like experiments. Because Refinery's Snapchat team would give me a calendar telling me when my videos would go live. And you know, the 5-day challenges, there was a time when the 5-day challenges were bringing me like 2,000 to 3,000 a day. But then there was like one video, I think it was a vlog about my first time getting my period.
Okay.
It was a very personal video talking right to the camera, and I got like 6,000 Instagram followers in a day.
Shit.
And they used to put me on Snapchat every Friday, so it was like a constant growth.
Right.
I recently hit 150 and I'm like stuck. Like I don't think I'm going any higher.
Okay.
You know, unless I get on a TV show and have a way wider audience.
Maybe this video will do it for you.
Follow me. But you know, and I've learned to not really look at that number so much because in terms of long term of what I want to do, it doesn't matter as much.
Right.
It's more so like what's the content you've made and what's your experience.
What is your long-term then?
I would say it's hosting a show.
You want it to be like more TV show, or you're happy staying on digital?
I would love TV just because that's kind of like what I grew up watching, and I was never.
Means something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up watching it. I think it's the most traditional form of media.
Yeah.
And it obviously still to this day, even though everyone's so obsessed with digital, TV still does have the biggest reach. I don't know if it has the biggest engagement.
And you get paid far more.
Yes. So I would love to be on TV, but I would also love to, you know, whatever new app pops up tomorrow, I'll go there too. Like I'm open to any platform.
Wherever the audience is.
Yeah, it's more so the type of content, which is just exploratory lifestyle, being myself, getting to be myself and bring external people into experiences with me in whatever way I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't care what platform it's on.
Okay.
If I could be paid to do that, I will die happy, but I hope I don't die.
That's what we all want. That's what I want. That's why, I mean, it's been nice. I haven't worked in TV now in like 3.5 years, which is mind-boggling. But it wasn't a money thing, because when I decided to take a break from TV, I wasn't making money on Instagram. It was literally just like I needed freedom to produce
What
stuff
were you
on my
doing?
own. I was producing food shows, food travel, food competition, cooking shows, all that stuff. But it was like...
Were you ever in them?
Well, I put myself in every show. I was the producer. I was not hosting, but when we need like testimonials, if you watch Bobby Flay shows, I'm in every single one of them. If you watch any of these food travel shows, I'm always like, I put myself in the B-roll.
I'm obsessed with Bobby Flay, but I only know Beat Bobby Flay.
I produced that show, and I was on that show.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, you competed with him?
No. They thought about that. I was like, absolutely not. I got to be a judge.
Oh my gosh. I think that's the best format for a show. It's like, first you compete against each other, then you compete against me.
It's great. It's simple. It's just different enough. Bobby, the best part about that show is you can't even experience, so the show is 22 minutes or whatever, but the cooking around that Bobby does, I think, is 40 minutes. I would be sitting in control just in awe. I mean, I had to sit there. I've watched so many episodes, but like, I just sit there watching cook 40 minutes, just like, holy shit, man! Like, you can't get that on TV in like 2 seconds that they show.
I need to know. Does he know ahead of time?
Nope. 1,000,000%. So 1,000,000%.
Do you have an NDA or something?
Nah, this is years ago. So, no, let me tell you why. And I've actually read some articles about people thinking he fakes it. No.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Then he's a genius.
He loves this show because he doesn't have to be involved in the producing. It's like an easier show for him because he can show up, compete, and crush it. And he would kill us if we even let slip what was happening. But it's just honestly really, like, our job as the producers truly were to find people that we thought could beat Bobby. And it's hard, man, because like he's cooked everything. It's more the element than even the dish. Listen, he's cooked thousands of episodes of food competition shows. It's really hard. So like legitimately what happened is he would find out what the dish is first time on stage. What we would do is, we obviously knew what the dishes were. We would prep with his culinary team to guess what he'd want to do so we could have the ingredients. Because we'd be like, okay, we're going to do a hot dog battle. And they're like, oh, we know when Bobby cooks hot dogs, he really likes using this stuff, so we'd try and be ready. So pretty much a moment on camera, someone goes, Bobby, my dish is hot dog. We'd stop down. Bobby would take like 15 minutes to plan his dish.
Got it. So he got to think.
He gets to think a little bit, more so to make sure we have the ingredients. Because sometimes he'd throw a curveball. He's like, you know what? I want to make a kimchi hot dog. We're like, oh shit, we didn't think about that. So what we would do is we would have PAs at all the supermarkets.
Oh my god.
And he'd be like, Bobby needs kimchi, get that shit now. And because we just had to move. So the longest.
This filmed in Brooklyn, right?
We filmed all over. A bunch in Brooklyn. They went back and forth, Manhattan. Yeah, all over.
Oh my gosh.
But 100%, his thing is like, if people are going to beat him, it needs to be legit.
Yeah.
Especially in a show like that.
My favorite is his like really cheesy one-liners at the end.
So that was my producer's favorite thing to write.
Those are hilarious.
It would be like, what? And
I mean,
she
they're
would,
so bad,
she'd
but
be
they're
like,
so
Bobby
good.
said this. He'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? And she'd be like, please be so funny. He's like, all right, whatever.
You can tell as he says them that he's like, I have to say this, so I'm just gonna say it and then run out of here.
It works.
Yeah. So funny.
How did this conversation get back into Bobby Flays? I mean, all
So-
my conversations do, so this isn't surprising, but you know.
You said you hadn't worked in TV in 3 years.
Oh, right. I don't know. Whatever, we can move past that. Well, just like the creative freedom, I think we're talking about. It's just like that's truly the goal, and that's what you are doing and I'm doing. I think that's the fun part about social media and the internet.
I agree. And I think that social media these days, like it's interesting to me how many people you meet that are social media personalities, I guess video hosts, all they want to do is get on TV. And then you meet TV hosts and all they want to do is be on digital.
See, my thing, working on so much TV, I just want to be digital. I know I've hosted digital shows, and obviously I've worked on a shit ton of TV shows. Man, my audience is digital. Being on Be Bobby Flay didn't do anything for my audience because my audience doesn't have cable. They're not watching Food Network. Like, that's where I want to grow. There's so prestige in a TV show, which is why I won't say no to it. There's more money.
Right.
But I think like when I look for projects, I actually look digital first.
Even if you think about the girls from The Bachelor who get really big from being on TV, they do that for the digital. And then they make, I don't even know if they get paid to be on The Bachelor. I think they're just on the show. And then they all of a sudden move into this digital space where they now can start their own businesses and start podcasts.
I've been on a lot of them.
Yeah, and they can do that, and that's like a genius business strategy, but they, you know, didn't get much from TV except for the platform that then brought them to their digital sphere. So I think it's a balance of both. Like ideally, the best person would be able to be on TV and get that reach, but then be really
100%.
engaged on digital.
100%. So let's play a little game here.
Okay.
And the game is, I typed your name into Google, as one would do to do research, right?
Yes, as one would.
And it's always interesting to me what the first couple things that pop up are. So I have the top 10 here. We'll sort of run through them and just get your reaction to them, I guess, or you can answer them.
Okay.
So first one is wedding, which makes sense. You talk about it a lot. You said like that's the best stuff you get, right? Age?
Excuse me, I'm swallowing. 26.
26, okay. Your friend 29, YouTube. Net worth? You don't have to answer that.
Oh my
but people
God.
are looking for it.
That's funny.
Here's,
People are searching net worth.
I guess so.
Oh my gosh. You know, we'll actually continue and then I'll tell you something funny.
Okay. Engagement ring?
This is it.
That's pretty good. If your fiance gets you a ring that people are Googling, like, yo, what was that ring? You did a good job.
Well, if you want to go to my YouTube channel, there's a video, I think it's called Our Engagement Story, and I show this puppy pretty close up. So go check it out.
Michael Morris wedding? I don't know what that means.
Michael Morris is my fiance.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you go to some wedding that's like so crazy? Bullet journal? I don't know what that means either.
Ooh, okay, so a bullet journal is how do I even start?
I don't know.
It's essentially like a DIY agenda.
Okay.
That you take an empty notebook, usually that has like grid paper or dotted paper, and you create your own planner. And it helps you organize your life. And it's bullet journal method.
Did you like do a video about it? Is that why people were obsessed with it? Oh, okay.
So the bullet journal method was created by a man named Ryder Carroll, and he wrote a whole book about it. But it was his personal way of like really managing, I believe, his ADHD and like a lot of other issues he had. He was able to get fully functioning and focused and like achieve goals and grow his business and whatnot. And I did 5 days of bullet journaling a little while ago, and then my audience loved it so much, and I loved it so much that I kept making like follow-up vlogs that would be, you know, here's my January bullet journal spread. And I now use my bullet journal. I actually haven't showed my 2019 bullet journal to YouTube yet because I've made one that's like extremely minimalistic. It has no color. My previous ones were like rainbow, watercolor. This one is just really functional, and it's just black pen and white paper and very clear and easy. I've made trackers that help me track like the habits I want to track, like meditating and doing yoga and drinking water and having a smoothie and whatever I want to track. I have these like elaborate trackers that I just put a little X on it. I can show it to you. I have it in my bag.
We'll look after.
Maybe at the end if you want to see it. But
bonus
that's what a bullet
content.
journal is, and I would highly recommend it.
Okay. Well, Lucie, thank you for having brunch with me.
I'm going to sit here and finish.
Yeah, please.
Thank
There's
you
still
so
left,
much,
of course.
Jeremy.
If people want to follow you, where can they do that?
They can find me on Instagram at luciebfink, Lucie, not Y, B, F-I-N-K. And then also on YouTube, youtube.com/luciebfink. And I have a Facebook page as well.
Yeah, follow her there.
I believe it's Lucie B. Fink, and my Twitter is Lucie B. Fink, and Snapchat is Lucie Fink. I dropped the B on Snapchat.
Okay.
And that was because it was a mistake, and you can't fix your Snapchat name.
Yeah, I had to delete and start over.
Really?
Well, I went from personal to professional after like 6 months or so, and I was like, fuck this, I'll switch over, whatever.
I'm just gonna leave it B-less.
But yeah, and you can follow me and Brunch Boys everywhere. You could type it into podcasts or Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or Google me, whatever.
I was gonna say, by the way,
Uh-huh.
I Googled myself the other day, and the third thing that came up was necklace.
Oh.
Everyone wants to know where my necklace is from.
Oh, interesting. Well, so
Yeah.
the way I do these searches is I go into a browser I don't use, so it's not connected me because it's always based on what you're Googling.
Oh,
So I had a clean browser to see more general. Maybe
I
that's why
see.
it didn't pop up. But all right.
great. Love it. Well, thanks for having me on.
Bye.
See
Bye.
ya.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Guys, if you like that, I do a whole lot more. You could subscribe to me and you could comment below. Tell me who I should talk to next. That's good, right? Engagement.
Yes.
And share this video everywhere. And yeah, that's it.
Bye.